Well, benedicite Dominus, and welcome to question 160 of the Secunda Secundae. The topic for this lecture is modesty, and I am Dr. Thibault. So we are looking at the potential parts of temperance, and we are really looking at now in some ways the final one, which is modesty. There is modesty inward and outward, although modesty they break into subparts. So as you can see, there's 7 questions between modesty and inward modesty and outward modesty. So we'll get into more detail as we move forward. Here we're really looking at modesty in and of itself. That's probably the best way to frame this. So we're looking at modesty itself. Only 2 articles to this question. Modesty is part of temperance. So that was the question. Is it part? And it is part. Modesty gets its name from moderation. So modest person is a moderate person. They act with moderation, and it goes hand in hand with temperance. So temperance, St. Thomas says this frequently within this question, temperance moderates difficult things, acts of the flesh, right? Concupiscence of the pleasures of touch, sex, food, drink, right? These are the 3 primary issues of touch that temperance deals with.
Dominus,
now, modesty
welcome to question 159 of the Secunda Secundae.
Moderate things,
the topic for this lecture is cruelty,
matters,
and I am
everyday
Dr. Thibault.
So if you need a virtue for those
at the
big
potential
things,
parts
those
of temperance,
difficult things,
and
the big
we've
things,
looked at clemency
you also then
and
need a
meekness,
virtue to cover
as
the little
potential
things,
parts
the day-to-day
of temperance.
things. Well,
and
that's
now
modesty.
We are
Modesty
looking at the vices associated with clemency and meekness.
Life.
So,
in terms of the outward, it's
anger,
more obvious.
we
to dress
needed
modestly.
the virtue
the
of
small things.
meekness.
What do you put on for clothes every day?
Balance it.
What is
Now,
the
with
language
cruelty,
that comes out of your mouth?
Have
very
clemency
practical,
to balance it. So we are going to look at
things.
cruelty at this
the
time.
Inward ones,
now, these
that's
are
a bit
only,
tougher. We
this
get
is
into
only
that
2
next time
articles
with humility.
long, so this is much faster than anger, which was,
but
I believe,
modesty
8
kind of is
articles
necessary,
long,
almost
much more
like
difficult.
2 lungs, even though modesty is
So
a part of
cruelty,
temperance. But you need temperance
is
for the
opposed
big
to
stuff, and
clemency,
you need
the
modesty
first
for
article.
the everyday stuff, so
cruelty
that you are
takes
acting
its name
moderately
from
and according
cruditas,
to
which
reason in relationship
we say
to
is rawness, but
issues of
you
touch.
You probably, if you are a
in all
culinary
things,
person,
both the
are
big and the
aware
little.
of cruditas anyway, which is a
Now,
raw
is
vegetable.
modesty,
So it's raw.
only about
and
outward
St. Thomas
actions,
says
like how
these
you
raw
dress and what you
vegetables,
talk about? Well, St.
are
Thomas says
bitter.
there's
they're
internal
not that
actions
appetizing.
of modesty as well.
It's when
And
you
he points
cook
out
them
4
and you prepare
matters
them and
associated with modesty.
You do something
One
good
of them
with
is
them, then
humility,
they become
which moderates the
savory
mind
and
towards
good.
some type
He says
of excellence.
That's
Now, this
clemency,
might seem
right? So
tough when
clemency
you consider
is that
that we just
smoothness or
recently
sweetness
did
of the soul,
the cardinal
and
virtue
it mitigates
of fortitude,
punishment.
and
so
within it was magnanimity,
clemency
which is
a
to
delicious
dream
meal,
big,
and
to
cruelty
stretch big,
is
to have a
bitter
big
and
soul.
raw.
And now humility
as
in some
the
ways
imagery that St.
moderates
Thomas
it.
uses.
Saying don't get too big, though,
harsh
right?
punishment is
you
an
can't
injustice.
Dream too big.
But the
don't dream
hardness
too
of
big.
heart which makes
you
one
have
ready
dream
to
as big
increase
as reason
punishment
will allow
belongs
you
to cruelty.
So humility,
that's a
kind of
distinction there. So if one were just to have
magnanimity that we see in fortitude,
harsh punishments,
but that's an internal
this is
thing,
really
right?
under
It's an
the
internal
virtue
disposition, that
justice.
act of humility.
Right? It would be an injustice.
Next we get into
to
studiousness,
make a
and now
penalty too
all of these are
strong.
covered in detail.
Well,
in
we're not
future
dealing
questions.
with
So
the virtue of justice. We're dealing with the virtue of
here.
temperance. So
but studiousness,
what does this have to do with?
Deals with
well,
moderation
it's about
of knowledge,
one's heart.
the balance of
if
what
one's
you
heart
to know,
makes one want to
again internal, and then the last 2 are more external.
Then we're
so
dealing
deal
with
internal
passion
modesty and
of the
external
heart,
modesty,
which
both
is
exist.
Which belongs then to cruelty.
External deals with
not
bodily
injustice.
movements.
So therefore,
how you
it needs to be
dance,
moderated
how
by
you
a part of
move your
temperance,
body,
which
how you
is
move your
clemency.
body next to or on other people.
So cruelty
right?
differs from
whether
savagery
it's in serious
or
things or people
brutality.
just joking
This
around.
is the second article.
It's how you
so
use
cruelty
your body
is
in
an
space,
excess in the
right?
mode of
And
punishment,
then last
right?
one
And
is
one kind
outward
of gets
show, like
a kick out of
clothing, for
or some type
example,
of
and the
pleasure
like.
out of providing an
Outward
excess
expression.
in punishment.
Again, this is outward
That's why it's kind of
actions.
it's cruel. It's just not
Andronicus
an
also adds
injustice,
in
but it's
meekness,
cruel.
simplicity, and humility.
He says it's,
I'm not
St.
sure
Thomas
that's
says this
overly
is different
helpful because we
than
already covered
savagery and
meekness
brutality,
is contrary,
because
it regulates
savagery
anger,
and brutality,
which is
take
good, but we
their-
already did
their
that
name
one.
From,
And humility
the
is a
wild
part of
beasts,
modesty, which we will cover
the
next,
animals.
so that'll be covered anyway.
There's no
And
rationality
simplicity,
at all
well,
for
I guess
it.
that's something
Whereas
new.
cruelty
So
is
simplicity
an
is added in there
extension,
with
like an
Andronicus.
exaggeration
Aristotle
of something which
uses
would otherwise would be good, right?
Eutrapelia,
proper
which
punishment
is
for
how to
an
have
activity
proper
would be
pleasure
what
and
is
gains.
proper if it's according
and I
to
think
reason.
Maybe that could
If
play
it
a little
goes
bit into
excessively
all of them,
so,
right?
then it's
because
cruelty.
It's both an
A
internal
savage or a brutal
disposition when
person,
playing games, and
they
an
actually don't even
outwardness to it
care
as
about
well.
the wrong that the person has
So in
done.
conclusion, modesty
They
is
just
part
derive
of
pleasure
temperance.
from torture.
Modesty is
torturing
also
man.
about inward
This might
and
be
outward acts. We are going to
more
get into all of
synonymous,
these in much
maybe
greater
in
detail
television or
in
movies.
the subsequent
But,
questions. So this kind of
Just
like
fighting a
St. Thomas
good
often
war
introduces
because you
them
believe in
within
the
their own
principles
question,
of the war.
usually in itself.
And then there's some
We
people
looked at temperance
in
in itself
movies, or
as the
I
first
imagine there
question
might be
of
in real
temperance.
life too.
And then we
who-
went on
They just
for,
love the savagery of the war, right? It's not about the
nearly
principles.
30 questions
It's
that went
because
into
they
further
get to do
detail about
awful
temperance.
things
Same thing
to
with
their
here.
fellow
We're
human
introducing
beings,
modesty, and now we're going to spend
that's what they're
nearly
into.
the next 10 questions or so
That's
on
different.
breaking it down further. So
Worthy of
next we
discussion.
move on to
this idea
the part
that
of modesty that
animals
is
are
humility.
savage and brutal.